Hi there guys, this is Farmer Bob. Welcome back to my channel. Great to be back guys with another video on map making, and today we are tackling a nice topic, something that's been coming also for a while obviously, is how to add a fruit onto your map. Not a fruit pack or multi-fruit or like a lot of fruits, but if say for instance you've already got a map with multi-fruit on it, but there's now one single fruit that's not in the pack and you want to add that, so we're going to have a look at the process involved, how to do that. And bear in mind guys, there's so much variables in this video that you're going to have to apply some common sense obviously, and also trial and error and testing and retrying and whatever to get it to work properly, because now we are not just adding a pack with a lot of stuff, we're going to have to add to a pack which is going to be a bit of dissecting and take here, put there type of effect, but anyway, before we get stuck into that guys, be a warm welcome to you, especially if this is your first time. If you're one of my old viewers, warm welcome to you as well. But if it's your first time, just pause the video now and hit that subscribe and the little bell. It does really help my channel grow guys, and I appreciate that, man. Okay, excellent. Now that we've got all this stuff out of the way, I'm having a nice cup of coffee here in the background, so pardon me if I have a sip now and then. It's like early morning here by us in South Africa, and yeah, a good coffee is a good thing to wake you up, but anyways, welcome guys, let's get stuck in with this process. So now the very first thing you want to do is you want to go to your browser and type in FS22 map with whatever fruit that you want. Now I've opted in for Clover because my multi-fruit pack does not include Clover. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to add Clover to my multi-fruit pack, as well as add it to I'm not going to add it to the multi-fruit pack. I'm going to, in this video, add it to the 4x map, that, or my 4x starter map, the one that's already got multi-fruit on it. So I'm going to add Clover to that map as an example guys. So let us have a look at that. So once you've downloaded the map, now obviously you want to unzip the map. So I've got it here, map with Clover. All right, so in here you'll find obviously all your nitty-gritty stuff that we're gonna have to modify and take over, like your HUDs, the foliage, the full planes, the effects, the bales, all those things we're gonna have to dissect and add to the new map. So this is our donor map, and then obviously on the other screen we're going to open up mod start map. Here it is. This is our actual map that we want to add to. So you'll recognize that there's already a few folders that is the same thing, like there's the effects, so we're going to work through them and just put over what needs to be put over. But first what you want to do is go into the donor map and have a look at how this how this fruit has been added. So you're going to look at, for instance, find the map XML. In this one it is, by the looks of it, under XMLs, map XML. Okay, good thing. So this is the map XML for our map with Clover, and then you're going to look at, just have a browse here through to see what all the things is that is listed here. For instance, this map has got alfalfa on it, added to it, and then, so we're not going to do the alfalfa because my multi-fruit pack has already got, but you can already now see here, if alfalfa is the thing that you want to add, you're going to have to grab the alfalfa thing here and put it over into yours, Fruit requirements, soil type. Well, listen, this is for precision farming, man. Sorry. So that then you'll have to take that set there and put under your precision farming. If you, for instance, my map has got the precision farming, but I've got all the multi-fruit things in. What is this? My start map, yes. Here's the precision farming stuff, you see. So you're going to take that little section there, the soil part, soil map, the fruit requirement section. You're going to copy that and put it into your precision farming, for instance, under fruit requirements. So you'll add another section in there. That's what I mean by dissecting, guys, because you can't now just copy that whole thing over, because it will mess up your map XML, because you need to add just that fruit requirement in here. Now, we're going to have to do that. I don't see anything for Clover, so I suppose because it's like a grassy thing that you need to mow with a weed with a mower, it probably doesn't have anything for fruit requirement, and it's probably seen as grass. All right, so I'm just sharing that with you. So first work through your map XML and then have a look. So there's your effects. You see effects is there. So once again, if your map doesn't have multi-fruit on it, all these things you will add to your map XML. So the effects path, and you'll copy the effects over from directory to directory and make sure this directory is at the right spot, so that your map XML will find it, So once your map XML runs, this directory is important, because if this directory isn't there, it will throw out your map XML, and your game will probably not load your map even, because your map XML sets up your map. So if there's something wrong in here, your map will not load in Giant's in the game. Giant's Editor doesn't load your map XML, the game does. Okay, so then once that is now sorted and worked through, our next thing we want to do is go into our XMLs. I think the way to start probably will be to copy over. Let us have a look at, I just want to have a look at these bales, the bales.xml. These I'll just set up bales, round bales.xml. All right, so if we go in there to this map, for instance, let's grab here bales.xml. So let's have just a check in here. Yeah, you see there is Clover. So you're gonna have to add all of that to each of that thing, this section. So grab that into your bales, and each bale obviously needs the Clover windrow, these sections. So you're going to copy that over. All right, that is the process that we're going to have to tackle. It's going to be quite a long process, so don't be in a hurry to get it done. Just take it step by step. All right, I think that the right thing to do then will be to tackle the all the nitty-gritty stuff first. So in our first thing, I would suggest take your donor map and work through the directories, because we know now bales, effects, full planes, foliage, HUDs is all part of the or the fruit, all the multi-fruit. So let's grab the bales, for instance, as we are here now, and then work through them all. So there's our round bale 125. So this is our donor map. All right, so I'm going to go now to my start map, find my bales. I've got the round bales, and round bale 125 we're busy with. Okay, so we're going to add the stuff here from the donor map. That's map with Clover, the donor map. So we're going to grab all the stuff partaking to Clover. We're going to copy that like so, Control C, and then go to round bale, and then just drag here. And here you have to make sure, guys, you paste it in the right spot, because you see here that's the end of the fill type. So you want to have it in this fill type section where all the other fill types are. So just grab yourself a new line, paste it in there, so that you will have Clover now and dry Clover windrow. So that's a 2. Now Clover windrow is Clover that's been mowed, so it forms that windrow that you can pick up with your pickup of your loading wagon, that type of things, And then dry Clover windrow is Clover windrow that is been tethered. So then it's been dried in the sun, and that is the windrow when you've windrowed it. So then it lies on a heap, So that's the 2. For round bale 125, we can save our round bale 125, and we're all done with that. Right, and then back to bale 150. Let me just have a look if I've got a bale 150. I've got a 125, 150, and a 180. Okay, the other ones are square bales. Okay, so 150 is our next one on there. And then on the round bale, 150 is them. So now the same drill, just all over again. Clover, windrow, dry clover. Right, so copy that. Control C. Up to the round bales. Find the last full type. Enter, home, and Control and V. Easy as that. Save. So we're done with the 150s. Great. And now the last one was the 180, was it? Yes. So we go that way and this way, 180. Straw, dry grass, dry alfalfa, silage, straw, dry grass, grass windrow. Okay, for some reason I don't see any clover in here, so we just leave the 180 then. So it looks like clover doesn't go into the 180 round bales. Right, square bale 120 into our map again. Start map, square bales, square bale 120, XML. Right, so in here, let's have a look. I should have first looked if there's clover, but there is. So copy and paste, guys. Control C into square bale 120. Last full type. Make sure you on the last section. Enter, home, Control and V. Right, save and close. Right, like so. Square bale 180, clover. So we've got clover there. I'm gonna grab it now. Then we save a bit of time coming back type of things, you know. Dry bales, full type. Enter, home, Control and V. Right, save. So that's the square bale 180 is done. And then same thing here. Let's have a look. There is clover on the square bales. Full type clover windrow. Just want to make sure. I rather do it to each one and copy that one, because you never know if stuff is different, you know. So rather do it Control and V. And a good tip also, guys, is to make sure that the map that you've loaded works before you do all this work and then use it with problems. So first make sure that the actual map works in the game and that there's no problem in the map, you know. So before you start copying and doing all kinds of extra work unnecessarily. Alfalfa, dry alfalfa, straw, dry grass. Okay. Home, Control V, like so. Excellent. Save that. All right, so that's our bales done, guys. And now what we need to do is have a look at, oh, there's a packed square bale 120 as well. So let's just have a browse in here. Grass, straw. And what's in our map with clover thing? That's all the bales. So there's no other bales. The next folder is effects. So have a look at the effects site. So go this site to our effects. Effects. Doop. In here. Alright, here we go. So in effects we have mower. So open the mower and have a look at mower effects. Is there anything? There's definitely clover there. Clover windrow. So we're going to definitely have a look at that. Right, so in our effects, let's have a look under maps. Oh, I can actually close the bales now. And the bale 120 I can close. So mower effects. So let's go into our map, our new map, or our map under mower. Was that our first? It was mower, yeah, mower effects. So this is our new map. Yeah, you see, now we can obviously add these things here. Add full types, effect materials. So clover windrow needs to go over. Control and C, mower effects. And then at the end, make a space. Very important, guys, to make the space between your stuff, because otherwise if you put the names together, your XML will fail. Okay, just like that. So now we've got our effects sorted out. Now it's important to realize that this effects XML calls the mower.i3d. Okay, so that's for the mulcher. Straw. Let's have a quick look here. Yeah, so it calls that i3D to run. So it might be a good idea just to have a look what's in that mower i3D. So let's just have a browse there. Mind you, that is on mine. This mower also calls. It calls from the main game. All right, so then it can't have a problem. So if it calls from the main game, guys, it's perfectly all right. Yeah, I didn't pick that up, so then don't worry about it. But just add the Clover there. Now, immediately, I want to just show you how easy it is to make a mistake, guys. And you might have seen it and thought to yourself, Farmer Bob, you made a mistake. But if you picked it up, I luckily picked it up now when looking at this. I saw Clover windrow. Oh my word, I missed the C for Clover. Can you see? So if you do the same and you make that tiny little mistake, you're going to have a problem, guys. So just be sure to not make mistakes, guys. And easy as that, you can have a problem. All right, save. So mower effects we're done with. Okay, so that was our mower. So effects back. Pickup is the next one. All right, so go down here to pickup. So effects, find pickup. And that's how you work from your donor map back to your map. All right, so you can immediately see in my map there's a lot of other stuff that's not in the donor map. So just work from the one to the new one. Don't work backwards, or don't be concerned about the rest. We just want to bring over the stuff that's in the donor map. All right, so in here we've got quite a few things, but in the donor map, luckily we only have pickup effects to work with. All right, so we're going to go pick up effects on our map. All right, good. So from the top, type definition, loosen, dry, loosen, windrow, Clover, Clover windrow, dry Clover windrow. So that too needs to go over, and this time make sure you copy the whole thing. Good. Over this way. Oh, pickup effects. Why has my pickup effects already got Clover windrow? That is very interesting. There's Clover windrow and dry Clover windrow. That is interesting. I honestly haven't worked on this before, so it's very interesting that there is now suddenly Clover in here. Anyways, guys, so I'm just going to have to see. Maybe the map where I got my multi-fruit, in this case the XML from, had Clover on it, but it never gave an error or anything. So yeah, but anyway, so same drill, just copy all the stuff over. Effects, mouse, skip rows. So you're gonna go in here, effects, material node. So dry Clover windrow will be there, and this is now where immediately you see, when you see nodes, the flags must go up in your mind that there's going to be an i3D involved. So this is going to be fairly a mess up. Effects, pick up out i3D. You see, it's going to be an i3D involved. Oh my word! So you're going to have to open that i3D up. And you're going to have to copy that i3D over as well. So let's just have a look at the pickup. Why this pickup effects does not have... Where did it get the i3D from? Okay, let me just first focus on the i3D now, because it's under effects, pickup out i3D. That's mine. And in this one, $data effects, pickup out i3D. Okay. All right, so this one picks it up from the game. Mine picks it up from the map. So it is going to definitely cause a problem if yours is in the map as well, because now you're adding stuff that actually, if it's got a node, it should be in the i3D. How it works, let me just show you. If you now open the pickup out, for instance, that's referenced there. I'll just open it in 903 quick. You're going to find the node 018 needs to be in there, because otherwise, if you specify it in the XML, you're going to get an error that it can't find the child. That type of nonsense. So if you look at 018, the node for that Clover Windrow, there it is. And if you look at that's 016, 017, 018, for instance, there's 018 index path. So that is 018 here. Can you see what I mean? So 016, there's 016. So you're going to have to then copy the I3D over as well, and or you're going to have to add dry Clover Windrow there. So if you're already working with a map that has its own, then you're going to have to open the I3D, the same that we're doing now with the XML, and then copy that over. So you're going to export all the dry Clover stuff. So what you'll do is, for instance, you'll select Clover like that, grab both of them, go File, Export Selection. I would say rather with files. You're going to have to do it with files because you're working with a donor map. So export with files, and then you go into your map, save it under, I would say in the same directory as where your pickup is, the effects for that thing, and then save the I3D as a name, and then come back, import it into your I3D, and then make sure that it's under 1018. So or whatever, that one will be 016, so you put that into your XML as 016, because otherwise you're going to get problems with it can't find this and can't find that type of nonsense. So then just work through. In my case, it's already there, it's already been done. Dry Clover, for some reason it's in there, so I'm going to leave it like so. So the pickup effects there was fine. Alright, so next one is tether, and you're going to do the same drill with both of them, both maps. Alright, the next one is tether, and tether effects, the same thing here. Alright, so I just want to have a look at my tether effects. Alright, so tether effects we can just bring over the Clover, a dry Clover Windrow, that's all. Control C. Dry Clover Windrows under affects materials as well. So it's not type definition only, but affects material as well. Alright, so type definition. So space, Control and V, and then affects dry alfalfa. Alright, so effects, so we're going to copy this line into the affects materials. And once again now, you can see there's a node, so be careful with that. So we're going to quickly fix that under our I3D as well. So dry loosen windrow, dry Clover Windrow. Alright, so we're going to go grab this line, Control C, but wait a second, it's under dry loosen windrow. So I can just actually copy the dry if I have dry alfalfa windrow. I see what this guy has done. He's just added it under his loosen windrow. He's added the Clover there. Well, it's fairly clever, so we can just add ours as well. Dry alfalfa, Control and V, put it in like so, and then you don't have to go do anything in the I3D because it's already there. Alright, sharp. Oh my word, I've clicked on save all. Okay, anyway, doesn't matter. So that's our tether done. Back into our effects, windrower. So let's do the windrower effects. Just want to see, yeah, there's Clover stuff in there. So open the next one here by us, windrower and windrower effects. Right, grass, dry alfalfa. Right, I think the same thing will probably happen here. Windrower effects, dry Clover. Yep, you see he's done the same there. So we're going to copy that into windrower effects, Control V, and just add it to the dry alfalfa, Control V. That's a good workaround, guys. Then you don't have to go bother with the I3D. quick and easy. I like easy. I really like easy. All right, so that's our fix done. I just want to quickly look at the motion path, the fix. Is there anything pertaining to Clover? Not. So we go back to our map with fix. So we've done the fix. So full planes is the next. Okay, in here, into our map, find our full planes, full planes, and here's our full planes. Right, so now we just need to bring all the Clover stuff over. Right, so in here, there's a distance folder, and in the distance folder, there's Clover distance, so we're going to copy that. Right, and then into our map, into our distance folder, go Control and V, Clover distance. And a good tip, guys, do not bring over a distance file that is from FS19, because then otherwise you're going to have problems. Like I can already see now here. Should I have a quick browse here? If I open this up, see what it is. It's 256 by 256 file, okay, and this new one is, it doesn't show me there, but let me, oh, it's a DDS file, that's why, 256 by 256, okay, so yeah, it looks like it's alright. For some reason this distance doesn't look like my other distances. That is weird. It might cause a problem, I'm not too sure, but I'm going to leave it like that. If there is a problem, we'll come back to it. Alright, so that is our distances. Back here to the full planes, and then just have a browse here. That's Clover, dry Clover. That's what we want to bring over. Copy back to our map, and then just paste them in here, like so. And these are full planes. Great. So the full plane material holder, if you right click on that and just open it with Notepad++, and just have a look if there's anything here pertaining to Clover, then you might have to bring it in. But now this is, once again, it's an R3D, so you just want to verify that the two are the same. We'll just add to it, you know. But in this case, the full plane material holder does not seem to have anything pertaining to Clover, so that's all right. Okay, so next up, foliage, and there we have a whole Clover folder. So we're going to go back here this side to our start map, find our foliage, and in our foliages, so we'll just bring the Clover over, whoop, like so, copy to foliage, like that, open it up. Okay, so there's a Clover XML. I'm just going to open this side. Right. And here we've got another distance folder. Wow, okay. Why are there two distance folders? But anyways. Oh, the other one was the full planes, man. That's why. Sorry, guys. I'm confused now. Okay, so I suppose this will all be alright, because they all, the XML, just make sure, let me just have a look. Distance. Clover distance to diffuse. Right. If there is a problem with the directories, you might fix the directories, but you'll have an error in anyways when the game loads that it can't find clover.xml. Although this clover.xml, we're going to call it probably from somewhere. We're going to call the Clover. We'll see just now. Okay, and this R3D should be fine because it's pointing just to its own directory, and it will find everything in here. So if you open this, for instance, with Notepad++, you'll see that it's calling all its files from its own directory. There's the foliages that we've had a look at. Fruit growth shader, that's from the main game directory. Good, so that should all be fine. Shouldn't be a problem. Alright, so back to our donor map. That was the foliages done. And then the next one is the HUDs. So we want to bring over the HUDs for Clover. It's only that 2, copy. And then obviously our map is HUDs. Let's drop the Clover HUDs in here. Boop, boop, like so. And then back to our donor map. And that is the lot. All sorted. Now, guys, to bring over or to actually add the fruit, we need to go into this map's map, the i3D, and open the i3D in just want to find it. Here it is. The donor maps i3D. Open it with Notepad++, and then go to our map, start map, map i3D. Open with Notepad++. There you go. All right. So this is our donor map. Now we're going to find. Just click Control F. Find Clover. So our first section for Clover. He has. There we call the XML, guys. You can see it immediately there. So we're going to copy that, Control and C. And in your files, just click next to Files, press Enter once, press Home, press Control and V. All right, so it's like that. Put 2 zeros next to the number there. So there's a lot of IDs. So make it a unique ID. Now we just need to verify this directory. So from your map, very important. On his map, if you can look at his map, he has Clover under foliage, Clover, and then Clover XML. But from the map i3D, he goes 2 directories back to get to foliage. All right, so let us have a look at his map directory. So this is where his i3D is. So that's the 1 directory, and then he goes 2 directories back to get to foliage. There's foliage. All right, so you're going to have to do the same with yours. Look at where your Clover XML is located. So now this is my map, the new map or the start map. So I'm going to look at where my i3D is and then find my foliage folder. So my i3D has got my foliage folder in the same directory as the i3D. So that's actually very simple. So I just need to delete everything in front there to make it find it. All right, there you go, all done. So we know the directory is sorted. Next thing to do obviously is go back to the donor map i3D, go to the next, find next, and you'll see under foliage system we're going to add the actual foliage type, Clover, to the map. So we copy that, Control C, go to our map, and we're going to go into foliage, multi-layer, just find multi-lay, not multi-lay, multi-lay. Here we go. And at the bottom, at foliage type, click next to the little thing, hit enter once, press the home button, press Control and V, and there's Clover added. But remember, we added 2 zeros to the ID, so just add 2 zeros to the ID there as well. Great. And believe it or not, guys, Clover is now added to our map i3D, and now we should by all means have Clover now sorted in our map i3D. So if we now just close up all the stuff that we've opened up, go into our map and open our map i3D, and remember now, leave this map i3D in the text editor open. Don't close it, guys. Save it, but leave it open, because if there's any problems, then you can Control and Z and redo whatever you've changed there, you know, just to fix the problems. So, and we've added the 2 zeros just to get to go Control F here, go back to Clover. we've added the 2 zeros so that in your file IDs there will be no other file ID with that number. So it's very unlikely that you'll have a map with a file ID of 25,000. It's very, very unlikely that you'll find a map with that many file IDs. So yeah. All right, so here we are. What you can do now is just check first your errors. So density map fruits.gdm. Foliage system indexes multi-layer mod start map data density map fruits.gdm. Okay, it says they failed to load foliage.clover. So I'm going to now first have a look at fruits.gdm. No more type indexes. Ah, sorry man, I misread the first part. It says no more type indexes. So it means that my multi-fruit amount of multi-fruits that I've added to the map, it cannot add one more. So we're going to have to first work around that problem. So I'm not going to save the map now. You see, that's why I say it's important. Keep your editor open and first check for errors. And now don't save the map, just close the map. Right, guys. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go back to our editor. Or not our Notepad++. Sorry, man, my mind is working ahead, and I'm thinking of having another sip of coffee. So what you're going to do, guys, at Foliage Multi-Layer, where we've added the Clover at the bottom, just go in there and num type index channels. Remember the error said no more there wasn't enough index channels. So where it says 5 there, you just go there, make that 5 a 6. All right, so just make the 5 a 6 and then save. I'm just going to close the search for now and then open the map again and let's just retest. Let's see what it says now. Hopefully the channels will be enough now. My PC is terribly slow, guys. We in South Africa have got so many power problems. In the week I was busy making my previous video that went up, and while it was uploading, boop, my PC just died. So my whole motherboard just crashed and died. Some regulator on it overheated. I felt with my hand it was like extremely hot. So yeah, I just reordered myself a new motherboard and processor and RAM. So I'm waiting for that stuff to come in. And now I'm back onto an old PC just to carry me through until I get the stuff. Anyways, here's on our console. You can see now no more errors. Everything is fine. So what I'm going to do, if you see no errors, then you are happy chappy. You click Save i3D. And now, after it's saved, you can immediately see that it's going to re-enable i3D with that. Here. Is he exporting? My word, yeah, it is terribly slow. Let's wait for that to finish. Yeah, I had an old PC that ran my camera system and security system. So if you go back to map i3D now, you'll see immediately it's going to tell you that it has been modified and do you want to reload it. So if I say yes, you'll see now, whoop, Clover now suddenly, it was 25,000. It's now got its own little file ID and all sorted and rearranged and in place. So now you can close the i3Ds and we are happy with our i3Ds. So now if we open our map i3D, we can now verify that Clover works. We should now have all the LODs in place and be able to plant Clover and hopefully harvest it and mow it and whatever, you know. There is still a few things that we need to check, and that will be on our map XML. We have got the map XMLs open, so maybe we can have a quick browse while that is opening. So now I have a quick browse here. Density map by types. We definitely need to visit that. This is the map with Clover, yes. So we need to visit that XML. The full plane material holder. That's also one that's specified. Add additional files. We've done the bales. Oh my word! Look at this guy. He's got two density map type files running. That is not good. Do make a point, guys, to make sure that you don't do this. That's happening here. You see, it's the same thing. He's gonna have an error in the game. Look at, he's calling two times the same file. So shame. Anyways, just something I've picked up there. Oh, now I've got two files in the editor open. So which one is now my actual one that I want to work on? I hope it's this one. Should be alright. And Clover should now be in the list. There it is. It's loaded Clover without an error. Okay. Great. That foliage, wait a second. Warning, performance. Foliage lot 1 mesh Clover. Harvested 06. It's much larger than load 0 mesh. Okay, so there is an issue with that LOD1 mesh. So we're going to have a look at that. So it's just a warning. It's a performance warning. So there's probably something wrong with the actual DDS file of that mesh. So we're going to have a look at that. Alright, so let's see if we can plant Clover, just for interest sake. Oh wait, I've got so many things open. Just want to close up a bit so we can actually and then our terrain editing. I don't need it that big. That's replace. I want subtract there. And deco foliage, we want to go to Clover. Find Clover. Oops, onion alfalfa Clover. There's Clover. And then pick a growth state. Let's go harvest ready and just have a look at what it looks like. This is very big, and there it is, Clover. Very nice. I'm actually a bit zoomed in a bit too close. And that's our harvest ready state. Looks beautiful, I think. And dead clover, what does dead clover look like? That's dead clover. Ah, nice. Very nice. And then green small. Yeah, I can live with that. Green small and then green middle. Ah, beautiful. Green big. Yeah, it looks like all the growth states works nice. Just a quick browse at that error again, so we're going to quickly fix that. It says here, warning, foliage LOD1 mesh, Clover, harvested, 06, is much larger than LOD0. So let's go to our start map and then go into foliage and go into Clover. Where's Clover? And they're talking here about Clover foliage LOD1 mesh harvested 06. So let's see where that is now. I don't see anything for harvested. Not too sure what that means. Distance, diffuse, distance. It says foliage lot 1 mesh, Clover. Lot 0. lot 1 and lot 0. LOD1, LOD0. So LOD1, there's Clover 01 LOD. Oh, that's alfalfa. What's alfalfa doing here? Oh, sorry, I'm in my map. Be careful not to delete, because my map has got alfalfa with it. But I've got alfalfa under my, there it is, so I can actually just delete the other stuff. Not good to have extra stuff hanging around. Just open this up and just make sure there's no alfalfa on this XML. Good. So there's no alfalfa in the Clover XML, so I can delete these things. It says alfalfa. Clover, 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 Clover. Well, where did I see the alfalfa now? Am I going crazy, or was I in a different spot? No, it's all Clover stuff. That's Clover. Okay. Anyway, so I'm not too sure where this. It says Clover LOD1. Clover 01 LOD, Clover 02. Not too sure what it's complaining about, but what we can do is this is obviously the alpha, that's the diffuse, and that's the normal for the Clover, and that's all 01, and that's 02, 04, 05, but this is just the different growth stages. I'm honestly not going to be too bothered about that. It's just a warning about performance, which is a bad thing, because if you have a whole field of it, it could affect your frame rate on lower GPUs, you know, for players. So let me work on that a bit, and I'll see what I can do. I'll come back to you guys in a sec. Okay, guys, I think I've stumbled on the issue. What I've done is I've looked at the other foliage layers. Take for instance, I'll just grab millet for instance. Millet's not a good example. Go to carrot, maybe carrot. Yes. Have a look at this diffuse. This diffuse is only 170 kilobyte, and all the files are small. So I think our problem is with the size of that Clover. It's complaining about Clover, the size. If you look at this diffuse, it's 1.3 meg. That is way too big. All the others are 10K, 16K, 10K, you know. So so what we need to do is fix that it's not that big. It's way too big. So open it up, and I quickly try and see if I can fix it up. So it's 2048 by 512, which I can live with. That's fine. But what we need to do now is File, Save As, and we're going to go to a let me just think. Yeah, we're going to go PNG first. Go PNG, save it in the same folder. Go Save. Make it 32-bit for now. I just want to see what the end result is if we save it as 32-bit. Alright, now we've got a PNG. I'm just going to minimize to my desktop. I've got here a little folder called map stuff, and then in here we'll have the texture tool. Yeah, we're going to use the texture tool to convert it. But first of all, yeah, let's just drop it on the textures tool and see what happens to it. With warnings. Okay. It says here overwriting. Okay. I first just need to give this thing a unique name. I'm just going to put a 1 in there. That's all our original, so I'll remember that's the original. And now I can grab the PNG file, drop it on the texture tool. Oh my word, I've double clicked it for some reason. Texture tool, exe file. Let's just see. It needs to convert with no errors. Here we go. See what it gets to. Ah, nice. All right. So now we have got a new one. And what's the size of that one? Still 1.3 meg. Foliage clover diffuse. $5.79. Okay, so if I delete that PNG. So if I now take the original clover, so I'm going to I've got the original clover, so I can actually just delete that DDS. So I take this one, open it up, go File, Save As. I must actually have a look at, we need to save it as a PNG. I'm not too sure what quality. So let's go to 8-bit and see what it looks like in 8-bit instead of 32-bit. Alright, 8-bit, I just want to have a look at what it is. Save configuration. Let's have a look now at the DDS, the PNG, what it looks like. Is it still good? Ah, it still looks good. So change to 8-bit and let's have a look. Hopefully, so now I can just rename this thing to the original. Take the one out and then drop the PNG onto the exe convert tool. And let's just hope it goes without errors. With no errors. Wonderful. I love it. And now, what's our size now? Our size now is 1.3 meg. Why does it keep going to 1.3 meg? I can't go less than 8-bit. Oh my golly gosh, guys. I'm not too sure what to do here. Oh guys, yeah, I've decided to leave that alone. It's at 1.3 meg. It seems to want to be there, so I've left it like that. The other thing that I've saw is the difference between this Clover 01 LOD and Clover 02 LOD, and the rest is 512 by 64. So there's a difference in size. That's probably what the error is actually referring to. So what we need to do is take this, just want to quickly stop this, take this LOD and make it 512 by 64 so it can be the same as the others. So we're going to go 512 by 64. Just go OK, like so. Save. I'm going to leave it as is. So I don't want to change anything there. So now that is 512 by 64 and 02 is 512 by 64. Okay, excellent. So open that one. Just want to see if that is the problem, guys. Image resize 512 by 64. Okay, save. If that is actually the problem, I'm not too sure what's going on with that. So open that last one, 01, that's the normal. Image resize, because all the rest are 64s, so maybe that is our problem. So we're going to have a browse. Let's have a look at that. Okay. And now, if we now open the i3D, just want to have a quick browse and see if there's any problems. It will give us an error in the Clover i3D if there is an issue. Okay, there's no problems on the i3D itself, so we can just leave it as is, save it up, close it up, go to our map, open the map, and let's just verify if the error is still there. Yeah, I'm not too sure what to do with that, guys. Not really too sure what to do, what to make of it. But I suppose time will tell, you know, if there is any problems in game, we can test it and verify performance in that, just to make sure. But it's strange that the rest is, I don't know how they get it that small. Or maybe their size is smaller. That's something I can still verify, is the size of the other fruits. It's still got performance. Foliage aloe D1 mesh clover harvested is much larger than aloe D0 mesh. I'm not too sure with that. Anyways, I'm not going to say anything. Just going to leave it like so, and then let's carry on with that. I'll come back to that on a later stage. But if that wasn't the problem, guys, I might as well change that thingamabobbies back. It was under foliage, clover. So rather change that LODs back, because for some reason now I don't like how they look. They look a bit too long for that first LOD. This is your growth stages, guys, so might as well just leave them where they were at 32. Okay, like so. I'll just do that quick. Alright, I'm burning unnecessary time here with you, so what I'm going to do is I want to test it. Let me just finish this and we can quickly have a look at the XML, the map XML. That's the last thing we want to just verify, and then we'll go test it in game, see if there's any issues there. Okay, save that up, thanks. Good. Alright, so our map XML. For our start map XML, there it is. Alright, and then our map with Clover is this one, and its map XML was under maps, map US, XMLs, map XML, there it is. Okay. Density map types is the other thing we wanted to have a browse at. It's under US XMLs map, and then density map height types. If there's Clover in here, we want to drag that over just to make sure. Yes, there is Clover, so there it is. And once again, make sure you copy just the needed sections. Don't go more or less, just like that. Control and C. That's the only Clover there is, and we want to go to our map, start map, and then, mind you, that texture tool I can close for now. So in our start map, we want to go to our density map height types, and then just add Clover there. Control and V like so. Nice. So now we'll have Clover as well. Because Clover is something that needs to lie on the ground. You definitely want it in your density map height types. If you were not to stuff that you don't need to tip on ground, like rye and spelt, triticale and millet, you don't need to, and poppy. Hops you can definitely, maybe not even hops you don't even need to, but carrot and onions definitely, that's a root crop. It gets stored on the ground a lot of times. And then obviously stuff like, but those things you don't need in here actually, but it is in here, so I'll just leave it there for now. Okay, so that's our height types done. Back to our donor map XML. See what else is there. The precision farming we've talked about, there's nothing for Clover there. The bales we've done. we started off with the bales, and my map has already got bales. So if you don't have bales, you need to add those lines, guys, to yours. So there's growth and bales and all those things. I haven't seen anything for growth. Where does this thing get its growth? Control F. Growth, like so. Okay, so it has got growth. Alright, so it's maps, map US, XMLs, maps, growth. So we're going to have to go in there. XMLs, maps, growth. Excellent. And we find in here Clover. There is one for Clover. Very nice. Clover have 9 stages. Right, so we'll copy from there down to fruit. I would better make sure. Always click on the first so you can see the last section up to where you must copy. And then I'm going to copy that like that. And then into our map again, find the maps growth. Maps growth, there it is. Find one fruit type. Let's go next to it. Home and V, like so. Just going to make one line in between. So these are Clover added. Nice. Maps growth. Right. Maps growth. Alright, so our next on our map XML, wheat, field, ground, farms, collectibles, animals. Just want to go through everything to make sure. Hotspot, fill types, fruit types. Oh, fill types and fruit types. Fill types and fruit types, guys. Haven't talked to that yet, so we need to open both those. So first the fill types. Find your donor maps fill types and fruit types. So let's do the fill types first. Oh, here it is. And then our map, you go to fill types there. And in here, right on top, you'll have your fruit type converters, which is very important. So we'll come to maps fill types. Wait a second, what's this now? This is map with donor. Map with cover. Oh, that's the fill types and the fruit types. I've already opened them both. Maps growth we can close. We're done with that. So fill types. Alright, so we go up to the top. Start from the top. Find all the lines that says Clover. So there will be 2 here. So copy those. And at fill types, enter home and control and V. So we'll just make this look nice, like so. Too much. Right. Just get rid of the blank line. Fill type converter. So there's Clover windrow and dry Clover windrow. Okay. So now we just verify the rest. It looks fine. Alright, so now we can find Clover. Where's our next Clover? Alright, so the actual fill type Clover and Clover windrow and dry Clover. So there's 3 dry Clover, 4 fill types that we need to consider. So go from there. Clover, 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 Clover. Dry lucerne. Okay, so up to there. So that's all the stuff we need to copy. Control C. Clover selected. Fill types. And I'm going to go right to the bottom of my fill types. There we go. Furniture. Fill types. Strawberries, chocolate, boards, furniture. I think that's production or something. Dry grass, yes. I'm going to put it here by straw, just under straw. The last straw, guys, put it in there. Nice. And then going to delete the empty lines, just for sake. of peace of mind. And now, remember now, guys, each of these that you added now, just want to get to the first one. Here we go. You're going to need to verify the directories on it. So this HUD, for instance, you need to make sure that your directory for HUDs is showing. So in my case, it's under HUDs, HUD full Clover. Okay, so from this directory, you need to put the whole directory in there, so wherever yours is lying. So mine is under start map, HUDs, HUD full Clover is right there. So my directory is fine, but if yours is different, just modify that directory. And the same goes for the rest of the Clovers that we have added. So there's the one, there's the windrow. Full Plains Clover, mine, I don't need to change anything. All of that is fine. The dollar datas are in-game stuff. There's another one, HUDs, HUD full Clover. Alright, so just make sure those directories are same, corresponding to your directory tree. Okay, and then in here, now we can just double click the Clover and we'll find all the Clovers that we need to change. So bulk, auger wagon, forage wagon, shovel. So we're just going to tackle one at a time. So Clover and Clover windrow, dry Clover windrow is Clover windrow, dry Clover windrow. Just want to make sure there's no other Clovers in this list up to the end. I don't see anything else. Alright, so under bulk, guys, so now we've got three to copy. Control and C. Back to our fill types. Right at the bottom is our fill type categories. So we're going to add them here to bulk. Control and V. Remember the space, guys. If you don't make the space there, you're going to have problems. Alright, so our next one is, if I just double click Clover again, we'll find it. So under windrow, we have Clover windrow and dry Clover windrow. Okay, so that two, like so. Oops, you see, I'm copying it with the space. So under windrow, we're going to add it there. Control and V. Right, make sure the space is there. If you make one mistake here, guys, it chucks out your whole XML and it won't work. Clover again. So there's Clover on its own at auger wagon. So auger wagon can take Clover, which is the fruit. Control and C. Auger wagon. Control and V. Right, make sure about the space. Now Clover windrow. Our next one is forage wagon. Okay, so Clover windrow and dry Clover windrow. Control C there. Forage wagon. Control and V. Check the space. Alright. Our next one, full types. Okay, is silage trailer. Clover windrow, dry Clover windrow. Silage trailer. Control and V. I think what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to do just the ones first that does the Clover and the Clover windrow. What has happened now? Clover windrow, double click there. So it's forage wagon. Yeah, I'm just going to have to go through the rest, guys. It's all silage trailer. So forage wagon is the next one here by us. Clover. Oh, you see this one now takes all three. Control C. I've already done forage wagon, you weasel. Forage wagon, silage trailer, forage wagon. Yeah, I've already done forage wagon. Oh. Silage trailer. Did I do the silage trailer? I I've lost my spot now. Okay, train wagon. Is there any clover on the train wagon? Doesn't look like it. Why is there no clover on the train wagon, guys? I think you should be able to put clover on the train wagon. I'm gonna just add clover to the train wagon as well, because clover is now an unharvested or just a harvested crop. Control C, Control V, sorry man, like that. Anyways, you can make up your own mind. So I'm not going to bore you with all the rest of the video. I'm going to finish up this, and then we're going to do the same with the fruit types. But I'll do the fruit types with you. Right, guys, I've done all the fill type categories, added all the clover and clover windrows and dry clover and all that stuff. And then lastly, at fill type sounds, just make sure that you add the clover as well here, clover windrow and dry clover windrow, whatever fruit type you've been adding. Okay, so that is all done. Just to get back to that problem with the fill type, with the LOD, the error. What I've done is I've checked another map, downloaded another map that has clover on it, and just copied just the clover section over to my map from the foliage. So this whole directory for clover, I've just written that, and immediately you can see there's a huge difference in the look of the LODs, and it's actually the clover alpha, the diffuse and the normal that has changed. They look different from the previous one. And once I've done that, reopened the map, and immediately you'll see the error is gone. So I'm happy about that, like so. And there's no more worries about this and that, and LOD1 is different from LOD0. This warning here has got nothing to do with it. It's part of the map. I've seen that in a few maps, so I don't know what that is. I haven't even looked at that, but it's not part of the clover. Anyway, or what I'm busy doing with. So these are all your growth stages. They're all looking great. So that problem is solved. So I'll suggest you do the same. If you have any problems, just try another fruit another map with the same things, and then all will be well. Good. So I've actually closed my map directory. Let's just open it in a new window here for us. Start map. Now the next thing, guys, is now that we've done with the fill types, now obviously we need to do our fruit types. So this is our fruit types. This is what it looks like. Now a tip here, guys, I've never actually experienced this, but one of you guys let me know that if you leave spaces here between the fruit types, it gives a problem that can't find the fruit. So I'm not too sure if it's a single occasion that happened with this guy, but I'm just sharing what he said, what he's experienced. So if I look at all the fruit types, there is no spaces, so just keep that in mind. Don't make any spaces under your fruit types. All right, so once again, just want to go from the top, click there, Control F to search for clover, and find the first clover is our fruit type clover. So I'm just going to copy that section once again, like so. Control C. Remember not to copy anything else. So if you click on the fruit type itself, the start and end, you must only copy that section. Don't copy this with it, because otherwise you'll have a problem with your fruit types XML, and your game will ignore it, and you're going to have a problem. You won't see anything in there. All right, so now we're going to our map folder. Find our fruit types.xml. There it is. And then let's just go down to the bottom of that. Grape, olive, poplar, grass, meadow, rye. You see, I've got spaces here, and mine is working fine. So I'm not too sure what the problem is. Just for the fun of it, I will remove my spaces as well, just to be sure. But yeah, like I say, I haven't experienced that problem, but just for peace of mind's sake, why is this one like that? I like things to sort of look neat, not always, but most of the time, if I can do something about it. All right, so new fruits, guys. Here's new fruits. alfalfa. But wait a second, triticale millet is also new fruits. Onion, hops, lavender, poppy. Why have I got it in there? Anyways, let me just paste it here at the bottom. Add fruit types. That's our fruit types. So that's our last fruit. Click there. Press the enter for a new line. Press the home button to make sure you're home, like so. Control and V. Paste our clover in there. Nice. And let me just remove that space there. And just do a bit of cleanup. Just for peace of mind's sake, you know. And then just to make my XML nice, Control X, I'll remove that there and push this up to, I know it starts at rye. That's our new fruits there, like so. Okay, just like that. There you go. All right, so all done and dusted. New fruits, and now at the bottom of your fruit types you also have the same thing here again. So here we need to just go to the bottom again and find clover is at the grain header, so you're going to harvest it with the grain header as well as the pickup, and then also with the sowing machine where you want to sow it, that's what you want to plant it with, and also the weeder. Alright, so I'm going to copy the clover, Control C. Where's the direct cutter? Where's a mower? There should be a mower. I think we've already done the mower on the fill types. I think the mower is at the fill types. But anyway, let's first do the fruit categories. So clover there, fruit categories. Same thing we're going to do here. Control and V. Space. Let me just copy it with the space because it's much easier to paste it. So direct cutter pickup, we want it at the pickup as well. Control V, pickup. Alright, and then sewing machine, we want it at the sewing machine, and the weeder. Control and V. Okay, so there's clover now in all of those. Alright. Pickup, yeah, we've got it at the pickup. Yes. Alright, so now at fill type converters, just to have a browse here, we've got clover there to convert the forage harvester. This is for the forage harvester. Here's the mower, man. I was wondering where's the mower. So this is for the forage harvester. Copy the line there for the forage harvester and then bring it into yours. Fill type forage harvester. Once again, my things is a bit unorganized. I just want to fix that up. It makes it, it throws your eye out. You can't believe how it throws your eye out if it's not in a line. And then that's for the forage harvester. Make this look nice. So, and then factor is going to be there. All right. So that's our fruit top for the forage harvester, and now back to there for the mower. There's a clover line there as well. Control C, because I know you can mow it as well. So not only can you harvest it with the grain header as a fruit, but you can mow it and then it becomes a windrow. Okay, so there it is, mower. Control V down there, delete that mower to this whole XML is not looking too good. I'll leave it like that. 2. Alright, so clover windrow, that fruit top converter, and then that is our section for fruit top converters, and then that's the whole map. Let's make sure all is well. It looks good. Save it there. So what has changed here? Oh, I've fiddled around in this maps things. Doesn't matter, I don't have to save it. Okay, alright, so that is our fill types and our fruit types. I don't want to save that. That's all done. So back to our map XML. Let's go to the compressed map, so the fill types and the fruit types. This map has got spray types as well. I wonder if my map has got spray types enabled. It doesn't look like it. If I have a look, growth, maps, fill types, fruit types, I can actually just copy this spray types, Control C, and then just do a search on mine, Control F, V, and then find. Yeah, mine doesn't have spray types enabled. So it uses the default for spray types of the in-game maps. The moment you see it's not in the XML, the game will revert back to default. So yeah, I'm going to not bother about the spray types, but just for fun, let's have a look at the spray types.xml. That's in this map, maps, map US, XMLs, spray types. Where's the spray types? It says that it's got spray types. Mind you, is it using the in-game stuff for spray types? No, it's maps US, XMLs, map spray types. Where is the spray types? XMLs, maps, density, map spray types. My word, how did I not see that? Okay, so there's nothing extraordinary here, so it's all basic stuff. So I'm just going to leave mine as is, not going to bother with that. Right, and I think that's the whole lot, guys. We've done the bales. And remember now, just a tip, if you're adding only the one fruit to your map that doesn't have multi-fruit on it, you're going to have to do all these things, copy them from the in-game. So for instance, if you don't have a fill types and a spray types, fruit types and bales and all that, yours will show dollar data, or it will be excluded, like it will be in green. So if it isn't green, you're going to have to enable it and add the stuff to that XML. So in this case, for instance, take for bales, for instance, if yours is on the in-game bales, it will be dollar data, whatever it says there, and then you copy that XML to your map folder, change the directory so it points to that, and add all the appropriate info into the map bales XML, like we've done. Great. Okay, guys, so full place material holder, I'm going to leave all of that now and open it in the game and have a look at the fruit in the game and see if it works. Alright, guys, here on the start map, I'm just made us a little field here, planted some clover. Everything is looking and working great. If you go into your map fruit types at crop types, you'll see clover is there, which is awesome. And then also the growth stages is on the go. So I'm going to forward the time as fast as I could, like so, and then just check all the growth stages if they come out all right, so we can verify each of those. And I think there is only 3 or 4 of them, because it's mainly like grass, you know, it's like a flower or something. So yeah, I don't think there'll be too many growth stages, hopefully. So we'll check them all, and then I've got the mower there as well as the harvester ready for testing each of those to see what it looks like. Okay, because we have to test each stage, you know, to see what it looks like. Well, guys, as it stands, I have a problem with the growth of the clover. Apparently, I've done some reading as well. At the moment, there seems to be no workaround for having more than 32 crop types on your map. So, unfortunately, I couldn't find anything relating to having more than that. So adding an extra crop above what I've already added to this. So it looks like you're going to be able to add 10 extra multi-crops. If any of you knows of a way how to do that, to have more than 32 main crop types, because there's 32, how can I say, the channel 0 is reserved, so there's actually space for 31 crop types that you can add. And at the moment, at the foliage layer, if I add clover, there's 32, so the growing of the clover doesn't work. You can sow it and everything in game, and it loads in the map, and you can paint the things, but it's not going to grow. There's something that I'm missing, or there's no way that I can add it at the moment. So what you're going to have to do if you want to add more than that is you're going to have to decide which of the crops, the extra crops, you're going to chuck. In my case, I'm just going to do lavender for now. So I'm going to take lavender out, it's simple as pie. You just take the lavender line, delete that one. So I'm going to delete the lavender line, and then just find the other one and delete that line for lavender, just like that, and then save, and then let's test it again and see if the growth stages now work. So, oh yes, and then the other thing as well, Control F on that multi-layer, I've changed it to index channel 6, so you're going to have to change that back to 5 as it was. Actually, this didn't cause a problem, it was fine. I'm going to just change it back to 5 and see if all is well. It should be fine now. So I'm just going to give it a testing game and update you as we go. Success, finally. Okay, by by removing one of the other crops, I made space available in the 32 channels for foliage, and now that is growing like Boeing. So I suppose the rest will also work. I'm just going to do all three, cycle through all the growth stages, and then just do a harvest to make sure that it works, and then I'll fill you in. Well guys, here I am in the clover field ready to harvest. I have checked, there is like a tiny bit of frame rate drop here and there, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be the end of the world, you know. So it's not like it drops down to 30 or 20 or 10 or something like that, you know. So I'm not too sure whether something will happen when you have a large field with a lot of this clover in it, you know. But anyway, yeah. The other thing I can do is I can revert back to the other map that has clover on it. It has a clover with only like, I think, 2 or 3 stages, and there's no issue with that clover. So I'll test that as well. But for now, it looks solid. So I'm going to grab a harvester and just see what it looks like if we give this one piece a nice harvest. But I think before I do that, let me just quickly sleep, because otherwise we're going to harvest in the dark, and I forgot to set the timer back to 5 or whatever, you know. So let's rather just take a nice nap, and then we'll start afresh in the morning when the sun is up, and then we can just do it properly. There you go, starting to look much better. And this time around, let's just get the speed to stay there, as otherwise. Right, so let's jump in there and go and have a browse. Now we'll see if all the fill planes are working and all the little things that needs to happen with clover, you know, all along. Ooh, crop destruction is on. I must just not drive through the crop, otherwise we'll have a big problem. It looks like the fix is working, definitely. We just don't have any particles coming out in the back. So not all the fixes are working. Okay, so that's for the harvester. I don't know if there is. Mind you, it's just there is no waste on clover, I think. Because I think you just harvest the whole thing. Because it's supposed to now. Oh, and there's nothing coming into the harvester. I see it's empty. So I check if there's any errors. I don't see any errors popping up. No, doesn't look like it. So let's grab the tractor and the mower and have a look with that. Just going to grab one of these tractors. I'll grab this one at... What? Detach while folding is not allowed. I'm not folding. What are you talking about? Did it not finish folding? What's going on here? There you go. Quit. That looks better. That's strange. Strange things, guys. Oh, and I must probably just buy a mower for us, because I don't have a mower here. So mower. Buy. Yes. Okay. We did add the full type for Clover, so there should be a fill type for the harvester. But I suppose with Clover, for instance, you don't really oh, you know what, if I'm going to drive through the crop now, I'm going to destroy it, so I'm going to have to reverse it. Wonder if it can cut and reverse. Let me just put crop destruction off for now. Crop destruction off. And I can properly test without worrying. I'm going to drive over the crop and whatever, all that stuff, you know. So let's see what happens if we mow it. Seems to mow it. Question is there stuff on the ground? I don't see anything on the ground. Supposed to make a windrow. Yeah, there is a windrow. I can see the windrow. Okay, and then lastly, just to finish with the curiosity, let's go grab a loading wagon. Supposed to auger wagon, trailers. Where's the loading wagons? There we go, forage wagons. They call it forage wagons these days. Let's just grab one, anyone, just to have that last bit tested. Obviously you need to windrow it now, and I think, if I'm correct, the clover might regrow. I'm not too sure. I haven't seen anything in the XML for regrowth, but I think there might be the possibility, like the same as, what do you call it, alfalfa. Right, let's see. Is there, yep, there's stuff happening, and it's filling up. That is good. It's a tiny little bit, but if you windrow it, you should have more, you know, because the windrower will obviously throw it all into one windrow, and you can pick it up. All right, and then the tip on ground should work, because we have added on the map detail height XML. So if I go Control I, it should tip it on the ground, and we should have a heap. Yeah, there you go. Alright, and then from there you can now load it again with the loading wagon and store it, depending on where you've added them all. Good, so I must just check the fill type on that harvester, and then all should be well. Great, guys. Well, I hope it's been informative, and I hope it's been fun for you. It's been for me, definitely. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.